Good morning. Today's message is on what you feed your mind and how that really reflects in how you grow and how your mood is, and basically everything, how everything flows from that. When I think about that, I think about in the early days of computers, they came up with the term called Gigo. And so the term referred to when they were trying to program the computers to do certain things to have a certain outcome, then they would say that garbage in, garbage out, meaning if the programming was bad, then the result would be bad. Or if what they were trying to print, the goal was to have what was written on the screen print out on the printer. And if there was garbage on the screen, then garbage would come out. And that's really how I think about our progress, our systems that we have in place for growth, for anything, is if we're allowing garbage into our mind and then wondering why we are depressed or sad or lack energy or upset or angry, it reflects from what you're allowing into your mind. And that also includes what you're thinking, because you're creating thoughts and emotions and feelings totally internally, meaning you're telling yourself, I'm stupid, or I can't do this, or I'll always be broke, or I'll never be able to afford a home. All that information, all those things that you're telling yourself, you're programming yourself and your brain to go and find information that fits that. At the same time, if you're listening to the news and it's reporting to you all of the negative things around the world, and you feel hopeless or helpless in this big global depression that's going around, this global anger, then you will also feel angry individually, because there's that feeling of nothing that you can do to change it, to help it, which is a lie, which is something that the world tries to make us think, is that we're powerless. But in fact, it is us that creates the world that we live in. The idea, and I guess the long and the short of it, is the reason for this talk or this information, is to recognize that you do have control over what goes into your mind and what you think personally, internally, what you put into your mind. I think of my son. He used to read anime and watch these anime cartoons. And one time I called him and he was at college, and I was asking him how he was doing. And my son is a man of few words, and he doesn't go into long details, but we were talking about the different animes that he's watching. Then I was asking him how he's doing, and he was saying, no, lately I've been kind of down. And he was saying how he was just a little, not necessarily, full-blown depressed, but just sad. And I mentioned to him, you realize that all of the animes that you mentioned that you've been talking to me about, and the books that you've been reading, are pretty depressing, apocalyptic type stories. They may be great stories, but they're all pretty sad. And he thought about it, and he was like, oh, that's a good point. So even with that, we kind of made and the idea was like, throw in a couple of happy animes. It's not like stop watching them if that's what you enjoy, but throw in some that are entertaining, that are funny, that are happy stories to balance that out. And that's just a good small example of how what you listen to, what you read, what you talk about, the people that you listen into and allow into your world, it affects your ability and what you think about. So the reason I say that again is to recognize that you have control over that. I'm not telling you to unplug from the world and go live in the woods somewhere. We are now more than ever before creatures of data. We need data. So choose what data you input. By the same token, if it's garbage in, garbage out, it's healthy information in, positive information in, loving information in, constructive, positive growth information in, then that's what you're going to put out. So I challenge you to take control of the information that you're allowing into your mind and the information that you're allowing your mind to create and set the stage for you. Make it positive so that you can grow, and make it positive so that you can help others to grow. That's it for today.